Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to our adoption outreach live stream.
And today is February 21st, 2021.
Oh, boy. My name's Tucker Basil.
And my name is Timmy Basil.
And we're here to just spread awareness, try to connect with as many people as possible in hopes with connecting with a potential birth mother.
Or someone is making an adoption plan.
And to, in the end, start a family.
Yep.
Well, make our family bigger.
Yes.
By no less than one child. All right, Timmy, how are you today?
Oh, I'm doing wonderful. It's a nice balmy 28 degrees here in Minnesota, which, considering the weather that we've been having, it's very warm. It's actually so warm that even though it's snowing outside, when we're done with this video, we're going to go take a walk.
And it'll be great.
It'll be so nice.
Okay, well, do we have any updates?
Well, we are making some pretty good progress on our adoption profile booklet that we need to have before we can get into the adoption. What do you call it?
I don't know. We've always called it the book.
The book.
The thing that our adoption company will use to promote us to birth mothers.
So this profile book is something that we have some it's like a biography of ourselves, and then it has some images of us, and then it's about 4 pages long.
It's like a quick glance, who are we?
So that, when they present it to someone in the hospital and they're flipping through it, they'll see our profile book along with other families' profile books. So that's one of the things we've been working on this week. Yep.
So we made good progress on that, and no update on where we're at on the list.
Nope, but not this week.
That's okay. So this week, Pennsylvania, it's cold there too. Oh no. February for me has always been the month of okay, winter's done. Well, I'm ready for winter to be done.
Yep.
Anyway, so this week we're just going to take some time and just share some random facts about us.
Yep.
Just so our adoption support people can get to know us a little bit better, and then also, to let a potential birth mother get to know us a little bit better.
Yep.
So, Timmy, what do you want to start with?
Well, we made a list of a couple things. I think we can start with some just things about ourselves that maybe other people might not know. And I'd like you to talk about your books, because maybe most people don't know this, but Tucker over here is a children's book author.
Published.
Mm-hmm. And we actually have the books here in front of us.
Yeah.
So I will hand it off to him and let him talk about his books.
Okay. So this is one of those things that I even sometimes forget about myself. But I was approached by the Black Rabbit Books children's book company out of Mankato.
And this was right when we started dating, I believe. I
have no idea when the year was.
Because I remember proofreading some PDFs that you sent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So with these books, so basically what the books are, here's an example of one. It's probably flipped around backwards so you can't really see it, but it says, build your own Scribblebot. And it has an illustration of what the robot will look like when it's done. And there's build your own bug bot. There's 6 of them all together. And the purpose of them is for somebody that's about the 4th, 5th grade level would be able to buy the ingredients, the parts with their help with their parents, and be able to follow the instructions kind of like a Lego manual, and create a robot in the end.
I'll show you one of my favorite ones, so he was building a bunch of these, and when you were writing the books, they were around the apartment, and I actually have one of these somewhere in storage, but it kind of looks like...
Oh, right there.
Yep, it's a little bug bot. So it's some pipe cleaners and popsicle sticks with a little DC motor on it with a little eraser. So whenever you put some power on the batteries or on the motor, it vibrates, and then the little feet will sort of just wobble around, and it'll walk like a bug.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cute, and it's kind of a fun little project for kids to do with stuff around the house, or
stuff that you can easily buy online.
Yep.
And that was the main intent. Like when the publisher was talking to me about, like, think about it in terms of like stuff that you can just get really easily and pretty much anybody can do. So there's like no computer programming needed or anything.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing about it, so what I did in the books is like I wrote the steps on, like, I'll just flip to a random page. And so like I wrote like the stuff that was on here. And this is actually a good example of something that was difficult for me as a high school science teacher that normally teaches like AP level kind of stuff, to kind of describe, like, and here it says make a U bend, or make it look like a U, because when I wrote it initially I was like, oh, just make it perpendicular, make a 90-degree angle. And so anyway, so that was an interesting part of it. But so I wrote the steps, I took pictures of each of the steps, but I did not illustrate it because my artistic skills are not quite that. My artistic skills are about to the level of stick figures.
So I think that's a cute little fact about Tucker that maybe most people don't know, is that he has his own little
6 different books.
Yep.
So anyway,
and I have a question just to put you on the spot.
I love that.
Are you planning on writing any more books?
Oh, many more are in the works currently. No, I don't have any plans for it, but it was a fun project, and I've thought about, like, I don't know, doing more of that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I'm proud of what I've achieved, and I'm okay if that's all I achieve in my publishing
well
stuff.
I haven't written any children's books, but I can say that I think one thing that I did publish would be my thesis for my master's degree. So that's about my extent of publishing.
Yeah,
so,
I have a feeling
it's a lot less exciting to read.
I was gonna say, I have a feeling that your reading audience is a little bit narrower than mine.
A little, quite.
Cool. So Timmy, rumor has it that you've been skydiving before.
Yep. So
how did that go? I've heard from your own mouth that you have an incredible fear of heights. So I think it's surprising that you've been skydiving before.
Yep. So this is one of those little facts that, I wanted to share something, and I know that Tucker's been skydiving. So,
but not together.
Not together.
This was before
we've gone skydiving separately.
Before we knew each other.
Even met. So, yeah, I have a fear of heights, and
not a fear, a phobia. I think
I don't like it at all, and it's to the point that I don't like it when Tucker gets on a ladder. I get afraid when he goes outside to put birdseed in the bird feeder that's hanging off a tree branch, because he's up on the ladder and I don't want him to fall.
Now, hold on. Now, you who's watching this right now might be imagining, like, up like 10 feet in the air, and, like, of course, like, that's normal to be a little afraid of that. What Timmy's saying is, like, second step of the ladder or higher. It's not okay. So anyway, what brought you to this idea of going skydiving?
Oh boy. So it was something that, I guess I was feeling adventurous at the time, and it's one of those bucket list items that everyone wants to say, they've gone skydiving at least once. So I decided to just go for it, and it was as terrifying as I could have imagined it to be. And one thing that really sticks out for me personally is I remember being on the plane, and then because you have to go tandem your first time, and then the guy behind me is like, okay, so we're gonna walk over to the edge, but I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder, and you have to tell me yes or no if you want to go. Like, you still have a choice if you want to go or if you don't want to go.
Biggest lie.
So we scuttled over to the edge, and he did not give me any tap on the shoulder. It was just whoop right out over the edge. So that was probably like, well, I guess I didn't even have a chance to back out. It was
it's just, here we go.
And one thing that I would say after skydiving is I don't know if I would go skydiving again.
Oh,
but yeah, it definitely did not get rid of my fear of heights. In case anyone out there has a fear of heights and they're wondering if skydiving would help with that, it didn't help me too much, but
well, thank you for sharing, Timmy.
Do you want to talk about your skydiving?
Yeah,
or?
I'll briefly talk about my
Okay.
skydiving as well. But I saw a few people said hi. So, hi, Mom. Hi, Rhonda. And Robbie says hi, and Rowan says hi, too. So, thank you for the hellos. Happy Sunday. Happy snowy Sunday for those that have some snow in their lives right now. I have some pretty epic stories that go along with my skydiving.
You've gone skydiving twice, correct?
Twice, yes. The first one was it's a long story, but it's an epic one. I won't go into all the details now, but I did go skydiving. It was great. I went. I don't know, when I was in college.
Yeah.
It wasn't ever like a bucket list item to me. It was just like that opportunity was there, and me and my friends were like, okay, let's do it, and we did it. In that story, just to leave you wondering more, somebody does get stuck in a tree in this story.
It's not Tucker.
It's not me. It's not any of the people I know, but somebody does end up stuck in a tree. It was great. Made for a really great story.
Oh, Rhonda doesn't like one of your skydiving stories.
And then the other one was I went with my sister and her friend, and then me and one of my really good friends, Luke. And in that story, I'll just keep that one brief as well. It was really good, but the tandem guy that was attached to my back, he got his foot stuck in the pilot's seat of the plane, and I didn't know that at the time. So when we're like, ready to lean over the edge, I was like pulling forward because he's like, you just gotta like do a somersault out. And I was like, okay, I'm like somersaulting. It's like adrenaline, like I gotta do this. And I kept pulling forward. And I remember he like pulled me back, and then we jumped out. And we ended up having to like make up a lot of ground because of the, because we were stuck for a while. And it wasn't until like we had pulled the parachute and we were like falling down, the guy's like, yeah, so my foot was stuck. And I was like, oh, that could have been bad. Anyways, it was fine. It was fun. I would definitely go again.
That's just what I was going to ask you. Yeah. If you would go again.
I would go again. I would even, I don't know, I might have to reevaluate this a little bit more, but I've always said that I would even do like the 6-hour like day-long class to get certified to do it on my own.
I think one thing that I would consider doing would be the thing where you're on a boat and you're on water skis or something, and then you just take off.
Parasailing?
Yep.
Cool.
I think that would be pretty fun.
I think you'd still be so scared though, knowing you. Anyway, okay.
The next topic we have, I would like to ask you if you could share with the audience all the different countries that you visited.
Oh, it's not a lot. I haven't, some might see me as a worldly traveler, but I actually haven't visited that many countries before. But that is nice because it won't take up a huge amount of time.
Okay.
So I've been to Canada very briefly, if you count being in the Boundary Waters, and there's random lakes up at the border between Minnesota and Canada, and sometimes you might find yourself in a lake that's just technically in Canada, and sometimes in later on in the same lake then you're in Minnesota. So I would say I've technically been to Canada because I've been that far north in Minnesota. I've visited Mexico when I've been on a cruise and we did a port stop in Mexico. I think, have I visited?
Were you ever in the Caribbean?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean like on the cruise to Mexico, like we were in the Caribbean.
Okay.
Well, I don't even know if it was technically in the Caribbean. It was in the Gulf of Mexico, but yeah. So that's it. Those were the.
And whenever we were on our honeymoon, one of the ports that we stopped at was
because that was a different cruise.
Yep. One of the ports that we stopped at was in Canada, but we decided to stay on the boat because it was only like a 2-hour visit. So even though we stopped in Canada, we didn't get off the boat there. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah. So Timmy, what about you?
So there are 2 places that I visited. One of them is Germany, which was a pretty fun trip for me. That one was just really exciting to see just how a different culture is compared to American culture. So that was more of a vacation trip. And another place that I've been outside the country, this was more of a business trip, but it also was pretty exciting because I learned a lot of things about the culture there too in the short time that I was there. But that was South Korea, so that was a fun trip too. Of course, this was all before COVID, but
Yeah.
But so those are the two places that I've gone. So I think those are some little fun facts about us.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we got 2 more really fun facts.
Do we? Do we have time for that?
Oh yeah, we're good. We'll go quick. So musical backgrounds.
Okay, my musical background is very brief compared to this guy over here. It was when I was in middle school band, I played the saxophone. And unfortunately, I did not continue that skill set. So if you were to put a saxophone in my hands today, I probably could not play a single note. But
and
Tucker,
that's more or less the extent of it?
That's pretty much the extent of it. I like listening to music, but I can't play music.
I will make mine quick, because we could probably have a whole
You have
episode.
quite a few things to share about music, but let's hear it.
So I started playing piano when I was in 3rd grade, and I took piano lessons all through my senior year of high school. I started playing percussion in 5th grade, and I would still consider that I still play it to this day, though I haven't played any live music since COVID broke out last year. But I've played in various like marching band and like that kind of stuff in high school, and then in college, and then in my adult life I've played in local symphony orchestras, and my specialty now is timpani. That's my favorite.
What was the last orchestra that you played with?
The Dakota Valley one in Burnsville. And I also do vocal performance. I've been in like local vocal groups, and in college I was in like a show choir, and that was good. And I think that puts a really quick wrap on it. Though I could ramble more. All right, is that good?
I think that's quite a lot of random facts to share for
Yes.
just a brief 15 or 20 minute video.
We can share more next time.
Yep.
Cool. Well, is it all right if I walk us out?
Well, I just want to ask those of you watching if there are some really neat random facts that you want to share with us.
Yeah, anything that it's the same for you as it is for us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'll wrap it up then.
Go
that's
for
okay
it.
with
Yes,
you.
That's
All right.
okay.
So, if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I want to help them out in their adoption journey, all that you need to do is just share our story with any person that you know. Just talk about us, communicate, like, hey, I know these pretty cool guys that are doing adoption stuff. Spread the word. And if you want to do it on social media, because that's one of the big ways that we can meet new people, is by liking, commenting, clicking the share button. That would be awesome. We'd really appreciate that, because that can get us to a wider audience. Again, with the end goal of connecting with somebody that would be willing to make an adoption plan with us. So, with all that said, have a wonderful week, everybody. We'll do another live stream next week, Sunday, 1 p.m.
1 p.m. Thank you for tuning in.
Bye.